Hello guys and welcome to my first tutorial. Today I want to show you how I improved an entire second in just one single day of training. So let's start everything over with tip number 1, using a default setup at the very beginning and using different camera settings as usual as well. So we're gonna drive in Australia today and my default setup best time is 1:21.323. It's not the best, not the fastest, so let's get into it. So I think the first part is to improve your driving skill is playing around with the camera settings. I was watching so many YouTuber, so many eSportler, they have all different type of camera settings, but I've found this one in particular from TRL Limitless, who's an amazing driver. If you want to improve, play around with the camera setting and find your best way. It's not the best way, it is about your preference. However, starting off everything, I was starting on default setup. I was on a 1:21.323 on a personal best in Australia, on traction control off as well, just to try around. So let's get into it, see how it goes. I'm going to show you a couple of clips where you can actually see how frustrating it was to try to become faster, because it is. Don't get me wrong, it is very hard because you fail so many times, but what you have to do is you have to sit down, take a step back, and actually I would suggest using default setup. It's a very nice medium setup and you can just focus on finding your line on the particular track you want to improve on, because sometimes you want to have a slower entry to the corner, to have a faster exit of the corner, because you really want to push it all the way on a straight. You need to push to the limits and push further, push beyond. However, you will reach a point where everything is just going to be enough and you need to take a break and a step back. I've reached a 21.323 here with no setup, which leads us to the next tip. Tip number 2, using preset setups and also playing around with traction control to find it to your benefit. If we talk about pre-setups, it is very important to know that there's not such a thing of the one and only perfect setup for the one track. It is always based down to your preferences. It is very important because different people are having different driving styles and you need to find your pre-setup based on your driving style. However, after sitting down for hours, and I was literally sitting down and I was trying so hard to improve, and I actually did. It was very frustrating, but I never gave up. So here is my first improvement, my first lap. In Australia you have so many fast corners, that means that you really want to spot your braking point for the same corner over and over again, and then just try to play around with your braking pressure. Try to release a little bit more and more braking pressure and roll, and just curve around the corner, around your apex a little bit faster. This is how you gain so much more time. As you can see here, we already gained a little bit of time, almost a tenth, but let's see how this corner goes. We touch the curb on the left side, going all the way to the wall, and as well straight away inside and aiming straight away to the second red sign, as we did get the second sector purple. That's what you really need to focus on. So keeping that one in mind, we try to stay in the same line for the second sector. Focusing on the third sector though, it is terrible. There's so much place to improve. We totally ignored the curb on the right hand side as well on the left hand side. We don't push at all. We broke too late and we lost a lot of time. So those are all mistakes which you need to keep in consideration, and you can still improve on that one. It is a 21.123. It's okay. I guess there's a lot of room to improve. Tip number 3, manual shifting. It is so much harder to learn on a controller how to manual shift than on a steering wheel. Yes, I agree, but it is not impossible. There are good YouTube Formula 1 drivers, and also there are eSport drivers who are using a controller, so no excuses for any controller users. But where's the actual difference of me shifting or the AI? Well, it's a small difference, because you can do stuff like short shifting, braking with your engine, and you will start to notice to ignore the racing line. You can go faster than the racing line shows you. You can accelerate so much faster because you already broke with the engine. However, I just want to show you how much I was trying to push here. Slowing down in the corner, I was pushing very hard, almost invalidated the lap, but I didn't go enough to the left hand side, was too far in the middle, and didn't turn too much going on the left curb, and invalidated and lost the car, unfortunately. Let's try to use the engine brake for the next corner, braking less but shifting down. As we do brake a bit less, accelerating already, still going down the gears, going to the second curb, turning the wheel to the left hand side already as we are already in the full throttle, and also shifting up, so we are already accelerating amazingly fast. Do give the curb a little kiss and just say goodbye to this corner. I have gained a lot of time, but it's still shifting. I forgot to brake properly and we lost all the time again. I've actually decided to keep going because yes, I know I wasn't be able to beat the time. 8/10 is a lot, but can we improve it? As we do accelerate very early, didn't kiss the curb enough, but we made already a 10th good. Let's see if we can do it again for the next corner. Brake a little bit less, and yeah, not enough at all, as we decided to call it a day and go for the next try. However, I forgot to brake already even before I started my lap, and yeah, that was the time where I've decided to switch back to gearbox automatic. So now I've reached a point where I was very happy. I know how to drive. I was keep doing better laps, as you can see here, 29.89. And also it just feels very good. It feels safe. I know how to attack each corner. I know my braking points and my setup. It's very nice. I like it. Everything on the same day, on the 3rd of July. You can see the best one here at this point, 29.89. And we're going to my ultimate tip number 4, training, guys, because you should never give up and always get up after falling down. However, I want to show you my personal best lap on that particular day, on just one day sitting down and training. I was able to improve a full second, and this is my result. Enjoy the lap. There we go, guys, turning into the last corner and going towards the finish line. We have improved by 1/10 of a second and we make it 26.72. What a nice lap. I know I'm not the best driver. I would consider myself as an intermediate driver, but for that one day I was very happy that I was able of just sitting down and improved an entire second. Well, that's it for me, guys. I'm just gonna show you my setup for Australia, just to share a few more informations, just to help you guys a little bit more here and there. And yes, I hope you will enjoy this racing weekend again. I'm gonna be back definitely at Formula 1 2020. I'm gonna improve there, as we're just gonna give with the DRS a small wave. And thank you so much for watching. If you like it, leave a like. See you later.